Oh, I might as well save myself some money and drive this fella up there.
Save yourself some money. Yeah, right.
There's a reset
Not
option.
like you have money.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I know you do.
I have $3 or $4.
Unless you've spent it on something.
Okay, I better get the brakes ready. Oh. No, I haven't spent it on anything yet.
Yes.
I've got a long way to go to spend some of that money on anything. Unless something comes up on special, which I've been waiting for.
A bailer.
When I was thinking about it, my strategy and all that, and I just realised that a couple of extra tractors wouldn't go amiss. I just need to know the timing and when and how. And it will probably involve a loan otherwise.
How many tractors you have right now?
Hi?
How many you have right now?
What was that?
How many
tractors do you have right now?
Right, 2. I have 2. Right. Since this is the only one I'm doing, I might as well do this myself.
Yeah, I know I've made poor life choices in said game.
Well, so have I, but it's not over. Mind you, it's just my competitive nature.
Yeah, I need to put a cow farm down soon.
I was about to say, poor life choices in said game. What are you guys playing Cyberpunk?
I get that reference. Yeah, that refrains around choices, which there's not many games that revolve around choices anymore. Well, not many, at least.
Well, there wasn't many anyway. Normally it was just Sony that popped them out. Sony exclusives for the PlayStations. Like Rain and other ones. Actually, the first one I think I ever played was the Blade Runner.
Deus Ex, I think it was.
Oh no, actually, good question. Was Deus Ex or Blade Runner first?
Blade Runner was first, then Deus Ex, because
It's pronounced Days.
no, whatever.
Deus Ex.
Yeah, Days is in Deus Ex Machina.
Anyway, great game. Fantastic game, that one. I love that game, but yeah, well, that one didn't really give you that many options. It was either the option of go in guns blazing or go in stealth like. But Blade Runner was really good, because Blade Runner, it changed to your decision, or like when you played, because you played as a detective. You know the movie, it's based off the movie completely. So, and it even had some of the characters out of the movie, like the guy that owned the company that bought the androids. And yeah, I played it a few times, and there'd be times where I'd go to a place and used to be able to take photos of the crime scene and stuff like that, or if you know, just surveillance on someone, you take some photos every now and then. So the second time round, I arrived at this place a lot earlier in the game time than I did last time, and because of that, you get a different type of photo, because it was out in the public and stuff like that, so you never get the same photo every time. It's about what time you turned up is what type of evidence you get, which would lead you down to a new track, or you'd have to try and find evidence or you can't find it, and so every time you were starting fresh. It was really good. But the only other ones I ever played that had like choices that affected it were always the PlayStation exclusive games like Rain and I'm trying to think what else really good games actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say you had yeah, Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, Heavy Rain.
Yeah, that's
Detroit.
the one I was trying to figure out.
Well, I haven't played Detroit Become Human, but I do have it.
I have.
Oh, thanks. Who's that? Who's that moron? Who's in the field next to me? I don't see a name, which makes me think you did that on purpose, hiding your name. Or it could be a worker.
Probably worker. But no, I think the funniest thing about Heavy Rain is when you deliberately fail quick time events. Like he's got that scene where he's running after someone through a shopping mall and it's just sliding on everything, like crashing into things. So I would do a really cool slide on the top of this produce counter and just fumbles and lands on the ground.
Oh yeah, because you got to press the button at the right time. No, it was a good game, that one. Really good. The graphics is amazing, isn't it?
Well, what got me was because a friend of mine had the PlayStation, so I was sort of watching him play it, and I was like, oh yeah, just coming to it as a spectator and yeah, offering my input when he was stuck or confused. And when you had the cop playing around with his AR glasses, so he's doing his investigative work in the virtual environment, I was like, dude, you know your character's like bleeding from the nose. Because if he spends too long in the virtual world, he like just has a hemorrhage. So it becomes this big balancing act of, do you use the technology to augment your skills, or do you have to rely on your gut and intuition to try and do the detective work traditionally? The other one that really scratched my head was, what was it? Layers of Fear. It was a psychological horror game based around a struggling artist in a haunted mansion sort of situation, which the entire game is really atmospheric. Not my genre, because I'm not real big on horror, but it was still a very, it was an experience. Right up until the point where like a poltergeist baby just runs around a hallway, you chase him and you're running like circles around a hallway and he just keeps coming in and out of your view. Right up to the point where it hits like a glass CRT TV. Basically, I can only describe it as this like crying child running, and just boom, as it fades out to nothing. It's just hilarious.
Actually, that's one game I forgot that I really enjoyed, which is Fear. The first one I haven't played, the second one, I think there's 3 of them. But that was a good game. That was along the lines of Half-Life and Far Cry original.
Yeah, I didn't touch that one. Although Prey didn't really get as much recognition, I think, because the engine and what they did with it as a puzzler, that was amazing.
I've got that.
It's
I've got that free off Epic.
Yeah, because it's like one situation where you go through a portal and you end up walking around on a moon, but it turns out the moon's actually like the size of a orange inside of a display case, and this alien rocks up and just, from your perspective, you're tiny, so you're looking up and you just see this big alien go, and it turns around and runs through the same portal and come after you.
Spoiler.
Oh, it's just like one scene, but it's not joking. The rest of the game. Yeah.
I'll forget it by the time I play it. I forget you said it.
Oh, it's just some of the mind-bending stuff they do with the engine and the physics, like anti-gravity stuff where you like run around a wall, and it's like a skate park FPS. It's just crazy.
Tony Hawk's in space. This is a game I haven't played in a long time.
A lot better than, was it? Steve Hawking Pro Wheelchair? There's something of that image.
Oh. Yeah, I remember that now. Thanks for reminding me.
You can just imagine the text-to-speech as he goes up a ramp. Wee.
Oh god. No. You don't want that.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Please, 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 fill it up. Yep, that'll do. In fact, oh no, carry on. It's only a lot of it.
Yeah, I gotta love family sometimes. Getting Facebook messages from my sister. Oh, hey, you busy today? Yes, I am busy until 1 o'clock, and no, I'm homebound today, so stop messaging me. Because, well, as I say to everyone else, my personal delivery service is Wolf Express. Anything, anywhere, anytime. Asterisk. The asterisk being subject to prior arrangement and agreement.
Yes.
And 10 minutes is not prior arrangement.
Right. No.
What the heck happened there, Cranky? Is the bales just exploding everywhere?
Yeah.
We've delivered out the BGO.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw it on JJ's side of the stream. I was just like, oh, hey, there's a trap loop. Okay.
I can't deliver these 2 bales. That's the only problem.
Hold down Alt before you try and pick it up.
I was holding it down. That's why I got the bale up.
Oh yeah, and Smudo, I found a new reason to rant about Lind forklift and material handling products again.
Found new ways to insult my dad, yeah.
Yeah. It's bad enough for the whole forward backwards pedal thing that I really don't like, but the reach truck and the LPG or liquefied petroleum / gas powered forklift, both of them use a dual joystick setup for the mast, raise, lower, tilt, side shift, that sort of thing. The side shift and extra functions are all well and good, but the raise, lower and tilt between the reach truck and the forklift have different axes. So it's like, okay, so you got the same brand, but a different control scheme for the same function between 2 different units of the same brand. Why?
JJ, you might want to move your tractor from BJ, please.
No, I don't.
No?
I'm still using it there.
It's empty.
No, it's not. Better not be. Why is that? Why do you need it moved?
Just to get these bales in.
Yeah, but you got the other one there.
Yeah, the other one there is being a bit of a nuisance.
You better not be empty. No, it's not empty at all.
I believe the phrase you're looking for was pain in the proverbial.
Yes, that's because both my bales is not being accepted.
Oh, it might be because the BGA is full. Possibly. There's one way to find
No
out.
one knows that.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, but it still has the
have AI
capacity.
to
Oh,
store it
no,
in
no,
there,
no,
yeah.
no, no, no,
Do we
because
have
I've
them-
got the mod on that stops that.
Yeah, I was going to say, did we have the mod to kill that?
Yeah.
Unless it's not affecting it because it's only for production instead of the BGA, but it still counts as a production, but not?
I think it holds about 1.3 million litres, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, that means I can't do my thing now.
Well, finish off your contract.
It's delivering to the BJ.
Well, that's weird that it can't.
Got to deliver silage bales to the BJ.
Yeah, you're putting it inside, are you? Inside the thing.
Well, even beside it doesn't even want to work either.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you know, sit on it for a couple of hours to wait for it to process its goods and then accept it.
I'm gonna come back.
No, because I just put some in, it was fine. Maybe it is because my tractor's actually there, even though... Hang on, let me move right out of the way then.
Your other tractor's following you too. If that is even your tractor.
No, that's Smudo.
What's,
What the hell are you doing?
what the hell is your tractor doing, mate?
The actual flip.
What the hell?
I've got an auto drive course through there. Maybe I'll change it to only if necessary. Because I'm assuming you sent your tractor off somewhere and it's decided to take that as the route through. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. I'll have to go in and change that. I'll do that when no one's got anything to do or I've got run out of contracts and waiting for someone. I'm not doing it while I'm in the middle of trying to do contracts because I'm doing too much here and missing out. Because I'm a wanted man. Is it not? It's still not working.
I'll just go back to
That is weird. Unless it classes... But no, because the mod's on there. Did I get that mod before or after the 1.4 update? Mind you, it shouldn't really matter because they did nothing with production, did they? Then again, it is Giants, so God knows what their update breaks. They fix one thing and it destroys something else that has nothing to do with it.
Yep, that's pretty much right.
Yeah, that just comes back to readapting the 99 models song for coders. 99 bugs on the wall, 99 bugs on the wall, take one down, patch around, 110 bugs on the wall.
I'm just trying to remember where I found that mod, but I think it is on the mod hub.
I think it is, yeah.
I still haven't seen an update. Well, it's from where I got the mod for the next map, an update for that, so hopefully it works fine, but it doesn't need an update.
Yeah, I think it'll be a while before we even touch that map.
Oh, we'll get to a point where it'll start picking up because we're making a decent amount of money. At the moment, everything is based off contract except for the Smudo, obviously, so he's the one that's going to possibly pick up and get things evolving. And I've got a long way to go before that happens to me because I've got a lot to save up for. As well as try and bite the urge to buy something. Because I'm good at saving money to a point. Once it gets to a certain point, then I'm good at wanting to spend that money.
I think I know what field you're wanting to go for.
Who said it was a field?
Well, most of the stuff you're going for is probably worth about 400,000 anyway. Thereabouts. I think the most expensive tractor or implement is about 400 grand.
Well, I can either deny or confirm. You just have to wait to see how right or wrong you are.
I'll be very much right because it's a grass field.
Well, yeah, Madison, but JJ will probably be the blonde grass 673, but it comes with the giant grass area.
Actually, grass is not the main thing I want to do.
Sheep farm. unless you want to do pigs.
There is a crop that I want to concentrate on.
Ooh, sugar beets.
Oh, God.
I got the inkling it's horses.
Actually, that could be a spot as well, but
Horses are not that profitable, though.
yeah.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
No,
so
they don't produce anything and they take forever to grow up. I have my horses on my private play. I have them for an 8-game year and they're not fully grown up yet. And I have to know that.
Well, that's different to what my one is on my solo play.
I was going to say, because we've got the Happy Horse Helper, so obviously that takes out the riding / training aspect.
And the
have that
brushing
one too.
and the cleaning.
Yeah, I have
That's the
that
best
one
part.
What? Washing and cleaning them?
You
Yeah.
gotta brush them, yeah.
That's not the best part at all.
It's totally the best part. You get to like hang around a horse, you get to stand near a horse, there's no engine noises.
Yeah.
nice little
too.
ASMR.
Sheep and cows are the most profitable ones, though.
They become glue.
Yeah, because there's nothing more fun than sitting there brushing 20 horses and trying to remember one you just did because they move every time you're in the middle of brushing one.
Yeah,
You go,
so
oh,
I
which
gotta
one?
start my own world now, because
Because one looks more shaggy than the other, and also if you're careful with your pen, you get different breeds and you name them so you can differentiate them.
and breed them and do the rest of it.
I was thinking about horses, but since what Smith said, to be honest, because I spent 2 years on my one and they're still like 38% puberty, so I wanted to know, but not that I'm playing the game off after the stream to find out how long it takes. But horses was originally one of my ideas. The route I wanted to go down. Because I just needed hay really and oats.
No, not old sorghum.
Either or.
Yeah, everyone knows what I'm going down. The problem is I gotta get the freaking farm thing as first, so
But I'm just doing one thing at a time, concentrating on one thing, otherwise I'll get myself sort of flustered and going, oh, how am I going to do this, how am I going to do that?
I don't know, I would consider horses to be more like a burst profit. I mean, it may not be the most profitable for time investment, but yeah, it's like a poplar. It brings in some money. That's not massive, but on the bright side, I don't have to bother fertilising, cultivating, rolling, and planting, and messing with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think still the easiest moneymaker sheep-wise, apart from chickens, obviously, is the sheep. Because all you need is a bit of hay,
or grass.
and that's it. Hay, all grass. That's true.
Okay, grass is probably the easiest one to get.
Yeah.
Alright, let's
Okay,
just
cool, man.
see. Let's just see how my production is doing here. 63,000 litres, and I've got 29,000 litres in there. Oh, that works for me. Right, there is one hay baling job left on there. I'm not taking that, by the way. I'm just going to fix this up so it's... Oh, of course I can't. Hang on, how do I do this again? Do I do shift and click? Yeah, it's shift and click. Well, what do you know?
And in boring news, I got to use the tower stock picker at work on Friday. Things like driving a mech warrior. It's amazing.
Okay.
Oh, it's even better because there's like 1 or 2 screws stuck in the wheel, so it makes a thudding as you go along. So you're literally standing there with like a HOTAS like joystick throttle. Yeah, it's goosh, goosh, because the whole thing shakes, and it's just like, ah, the view. This thing is great. I prefer my little baby stock picker just because it's nimble and, you know, comfortable and cozy. It's a little roadster, but this thing is just like driving a harvester or a combine or a truck or something. It's just, you are big. Everyone move. It's even funnier because I picked it up and in the space of about half an hour of just tinkering around with it, and I was just told to, like, you know, go take it down the racks, drive around for a bit, just get used to it. And I was like, no, well, I work better when I've got something to do, so I'll just go through the racks, find empty pallets and bring them out, so that way we've got empty shells. And yeah, within half an hour I had it all pretty much down pat. Just makes me laugh because apparently the company that I'm working for was like, yeah, no, they had a lot of trouble finding people with the experience or with the ability to learn how to use these things. I'm like, it's not that hard.
Hopefully that works. I've changed that to only if necessary through the BGA. Now I've just got to make sure I can make it to the BGA and then make it back out of it. Well, that's a good sign. Right, that works. So I'll send it home, and while it's going home, I'm going to go off and have a quick bathroom break, and I'll be right back.
Something at the time that I mistook the word water closet. Well, the initials for water closet. I was like, I can't remember the second word I associated as a acronym, because I've never seen water closet as a term used. It was always, you know, the loo or the dunny. And it's like, I see a comic where it's like, oh yeah, it's a WC. I'm like, what, the women's cupboard?
The women's cupboard. What is where you store your opinion?
Yeah, it's one of those things. As a kid, that's where I first saw WC, because it's not really an Australian thing. So I see WC and I'm like, what does that stand for? And yeah, so I was really confused. But it's a bit like, so many times I see business with like, oh, this business was such and such, EST, 1964. And I'm like, what, the business was estimated to have started in 1964? No, it's established. But for so many years, I thought it was estimated because the history of the building was, you know, XYZ so many years old. Nobody knows when it was actually started. It was just sometime around there. Yeah, which just didn't make sense when it's like, oh yeah, this was established in 1992. I'm like, didn't they should be able to track that? Just things I misunderstood as a kid.
Right. I've got a theory. Scary.
Is it
It's a theory.
game theory?
Well, it's about my button. Because I just tried to start the tractor again. I had to press it 3 times and really give it a good push. I wonder, because what's turned up in this... Sure, yeah, great. Let's pick them up when I don't want to. What's turned up in this version is extra dead zones that I didn't have in previous versions of Farming Sim for my wheel. I know it sounds silly, but I wonder if one of those dead zones is account, well, for that button. It seems weird, but...
I was going to say, because I'm pretty sure the DualShock 2 onwards had the face buttons, X square, circle X, well, sorry, circle, triangle, square X. Those were analog on the gamepad, which was unusual, but it was a thing. I didn't think the Logitech was bothered with the analog face buttons.
Well, mine analog face buttons, which is the, what, square, triangle, circle,
Yeah,
X.
so
Yeah, I've got those.
Yeah, so because on the actual, the DualShock controller, since the DualShock 2 for the PS2, they have been analog, so you could literally play Gran Turismo by feathering the X button to accelerate.
The button that I'm having trouble with is actually the PlayStation button. The button with the PlayStation logo on it, which I think is like the menu button on the controller.
Yeah, which in the Xbox
Oh,
case would bring up
controllers.
the Xbox guide or the system menu essentially. So normally I wouldn't use that for anything except like game bars or anything like that. I wouldn't recommend associating it with anything you want to use. It's like saying, oh yeah, so I've made my lower tool, left click.
Well, by default it was used for the menu to open up, but I changed it and I've reassigned the button to obviously the escape key. Is it that one or is it another one actually? It might be. I've got options menu, I've got, what's that one? Does it say share? No, it says... That's how old this is. Yeah, no, I got a share button, option button, and a PlayStation button with the logo on it. And it was actually the option button I had to assign the key P to because I use it to for the shops, open up shop menu. So I actually had to manually assign that, reassign it. Otherwise, I couldn't do it in the game itself. But the other ones I could change in keybind. So anyway, that's just my theory. I'm probably wrong. It makes no sense why a button would have a dead zone.
So, Patrio, to answer your question, it is indeed a game theory.
Who's that for?
Earlier when you said you had a theory, I interjected with, is it a game theory? Okay, that's Matt Pat. It also makes me wonder because, again, with an Xbox controller, I know that Windows 10/11 should have the Xbox integration so that those, face buttons or interaction buttons that would work on console will also work on PC. I don't know if the PlayStation controller will translate those functions one-to-one in that manner, so it might be causing Windows to have a bit of a hiccup or trying to interrupt or interpret that key.
Mikey, it's all run by Logitech software.
Yeah, but still, at the end of the day, it's still a peripheral attached to the computer, and the computer Windows behind everything else, you know, regardless of what Logitech or buttons in or anything else, might still be going, oh, that's a stupid cool button. I should react to that.
Well, it's probably Logitech because I find their software to be a bit dodgy. But still, like I said, it works fine.